Hello, this is Shinru. In this video, I will demonstrate how to use Python to create scripts to organize folders automatically, not manually. So imagine you have a folder with 1,000 files with different types, and you want to create subfolders for different type of the files, and you want to move those files into the subfolder. So if you do it manually, it will be a very tedious work and it will waste a lot of your time. But with Python, you can write a script to do all of those kind of things manually, automatically. And using Python, you can basically do all kinds of different operations with the file system or with the operating system. You can basically use Python to do anything that a terminal can do. But in this video, I will focus on how to use Python to organize a folder automatically. So let's take a look into the example. So in this example, as you can see, inside this folder, we have 5 different types of files. And so those 5 different types of files, including the script that we are writing at the moment, this organize.py. This is a Python file. And other files is different types of files with which includes movie, video files, picture files, or audio files, or text files. As you can see here, I created a dictionary with different type and different suffix that we should categorize those files into their according type. So as you can see, as documents, so we have suffix such as PDF, RTF, and TXT. With audio, we have suffix such as M4A, M4B, and MP3, etc. So what do we need to do first to be able to organize those files into the different category? So first step, we need to be able to identify what category those files should be in. And to do that, we need to create a function that is able to return the type when we input the suffix. So here, let me create a function named pick directory, and this function, we are going to give it the value, which is suffix. Let me just write it more specific. So we're going to give it the suffix, and for category and the suffixes, so let's just say file suffix. Let's just make it more easy to read. So in this dictionary dot items, so what we will do is for every suffix inside our suffixes we get, if our suffix is equals to the file suffix, should be 2. So in JavaScript it's 3. So here, if they're equal, what we will do is return the category. And what if those what if the suffix doesn't exist inside of dictionary? For example, this Python script that we are writing. So what we will do is just to return misc. So next, after we get this, what we need to do is we need to create another function, and in this function we need to be able to extract the suffix from the file, and then we need to use this pick directory function to get the category based on the suffix. And then we will create new folder if the folder doesn't exist. And if the folder exists, what we will do is just add the files into the folder. So let's create a function, organize directory. So in this function, we will need to use get a list of file names of the current directory. So to do that, we need to import a library called OS. So OS allows us to do all kinds of operations on our system. So in this case, what we will do is use an os.scan directory. So it will scan the current directory and give us a list of files. And let's just say so let's create an exception. So for example, if the current file that we get is a folder, so in that case we should not to categorize that folder, because our task is to categorize the file, not the folder. So we create an exception. So if the file is a folder, is a directory, then what we will do is we will just continue. So we will skip that folder, and then if the file is a file, then what we will do is just pass. So we need to be able to so we will get a list of the file, so we need to wrap it into our pass. So we need to use another library. We need to, from this pass lib, we need to import this pass object. So when you wrap this file pass, wrap this file, wrap this wrap this item into our pass, and then what we can do is we can extract the suffix from our file. That is a built-in function inside our pass. So it's not a function, it's a property, built-in property. So what I can do is I can get I'll just say suffix, let's just say file suffix is equals to file pass dot suffix dot lowercase. So we make it lowercase because all those lists are lowercase. So now what we can do is directory is equals to pick directory and file type. Sorry, so here what I should use is this file suffix. So I need to input the file suffix into the pick directory, and now I get the directory. I need to wrap it into the pass as well. So directory is equals to, sorry, directory pass is equals to pass of directory. So here, okay, so in this case I will show you what the pass will do. So the pass will wrap the current file name into a specified pass. So for example, I will show you later. So what pass can do, I will show you this. So after we get the directory pass, then what we will need to see is if the pass that we need exists. So we will get those pass, and then we need to test if the pass that exists. So we can do a test if statement directory pass dot is directory. Yeah. So if it is not a directory, so if this I should write not. If this is not a directory, what I will do is directory pass dot. I need to use make directory to create the directory for me. And if there is a directory named that pass, then we don't need to create it, but we need to move the folder. So we need to move the files into the folder. So so either way, we need to move the files into the folder. So so how do we move the file? We will just do a simple rename. So file path dot rename of directory path dot joining path. So we will join the path. We will join the directory path into the file path with the file path. So those two paths will be joined together, and we will be able to move the files by doing that. So after we wrote this function, now we can just call the function, and the function will do all the work. Directory and see, after I run the function, the script I was writing disappeared. That is because I also changed the current directory of the script, because I moved it into MISC, because it cannot be categorized. So as you can see, this is my script. So it also moved the script, and it moved everything here. So the audio went to the audio. So in this case, you can just create the folder and move it manually. It will be much faster than to write a script for this. But imagine you have a folder with 1,000 or 10,000 files, and you need to categorize those files. It will be very handy. So as promised, let's take a look at what paths do. So the paths will so let's just print the file path, and also let's print the so let's first print the item there, and then we print the file path here. So let's just see what the path can do. But in this case, I will have to move those files back just to show you the demo. So let's move those files back and delete all those folders. Okay, so now let me run the code. Yeah. So now let me run the code. It will print the item and the file path, and we can know what's the difference. So as you can see, so the first thing it's printing is the item. So the item is a directory entry, and then we wrap it into a file path. We wrap it into a path. So let me just take a look at here. So first we print the item. So the item is a directory entry. So this scan directory will output the directory entry for us, and then we wrap it with paths, and we will wrap it, and it will give us the name and the suffix of the file, which is a specific file name. So as you can see, so this is also what's happening here. So here we also pick a directory. Here we pick a directory, and and it will return as the string. And by wrap it with paths, we get a specific path, so we can do different built-in functions. For example, we can test if the path exists. So those are all built-in functions inside paths. So if we don't wrap it with into a path object, we will not able to do anything with the original string. So as you can see, this is very convenient. So we can write Python script to do all kinds of things with different operating systems, and it helps me a lot as a IT field engineer, and also I think it helps a lot when people need to do some DevOps jobs, and it is a very good skill to have.